رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. The supremacy of Allah and the supremacy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah is one and there is no partner with Allah in His kingship. This is the basic belief everyone has to have who want to enter into heavens on the day of judgment. Allah set the criteria for us that on the day of judgment I will forgive all the sins. Some people will come with big sins, some with small sins. Allah said, I will forgive all the sins, but not shirk. So Allah set this criteria for all the human beings, that on the day of judgment, when you'll come with the belief that Allah is one and there is no partnership. There is no partner with Him in His kingship. Allah is Rahman Rahim. Rahman, that you do sins 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, million times, and then come back to Allah. Allah will forgive you. He's Rahman, the merciful. He is kind. He is so kind that He will forgive all your sins when you ask. When you are in this world alive and you ask forgiveness to Allah, then Allah usually forgive all the sins. But on the day of judgment, Allah will be Rahim, that He will forgive all the sins, but not the partnership with Allah, shirk. Why is that? Because if you are saying that there is a partner with Allah, then you are denying the supremacy of Allah. Or in other words, you are saying that Allah is not your Lord. Na'uzubillah. This is the basic thing, that if you are not accepting that Allah is not your Lord, then on the day of judgment you will be in the hell, definitely, if you are not saying that Allah is one. I can give you an example. Sometimes the bosses assign some tasks to their subordinates and ask them to complete it. When they complete their tasks, then sometimes I saw that they add something, they subtract something. What the required output is, but they add something or they subtract something. Sometimes I ask the people that why you are adding something in the output, or you are subtracting, or you altering something. They said that what I observed that, or what I conclude, that they say that their ego and their self esteem would be there. They said, we are not the servant of our bosses. For some reason we are working for him or her, but we are not the servants of their bosses. So they think that the people who accurately give the output what the bosses required, then they are the servants of their bosses. So usually they add something in their output, or sometimes subtract something in their output, or sometimes alter some they put something from themselves, that they show that we are well qualified ourselves, and we are doing under your commandment, but not yours. No, we are not your servant. So if you add or subtract something in the belief that Allah has some partner, na'uzubillah, then it means that you are denying that Allah is your Lord. So this is the basic belief. You have to have on the day of judgment that Allah is one. Clearly, if you add something to Allah's Lordship, in some way you are saying that Allah is not our Lord. So it's a shirk, and Allah shall not forgive you on the day of judgment. Those people who are not believing on Allah as one, they are doing shirk, and they're showing that they are not the servants of God's, and they believe they are adding something to it or something like that. Allah said, only ask me for help. But so many people from so different religions, even in some sects of Muslims, they call different personalities for help beside Allah. Christians call Jesus for help. Although all the Jews are praying to God, but they denied Jesus and Muhammad as well. Ironically, Shia Muslims call Hazrat Ali for help sometime. Some Muslim sects have their own live imams who they call for help. Hindus have multiple gods to whom they call for help. Some Hindu believes on holy cow. Some religions have Buddhas. Some believe on stars. Some believe on sun as their god. The moon, the cow, the stars, the elephants, other different humans. These are all amazing creations of God. And people are so amazed and inspired from these creations and started praising them, and they started worshipping them. For example, people in India praise the cow so much, and that the cow eats grass and drink water and gives milk. It is so surprising for them. Similarly, the people who worship sun are so amazed that in the morning it rises and shines the countries and the continents. God says don't partnership with God. But people make gods when they find some extraordinary qualities and miraculous powers in these creations. I can tell you, God can create more amazing creation than these ones. He can create more miraculous people like Jesus, Moses, and Ali. But above all, God is one, which is the basic belief that can save people from hellfire. Muhammad is most loving to God, and loving Muhammad can enter people into the heaven. I can tell you how people turn into the shirk partners to Allah when they are surprised with these miraculous creations of God. For example, Christians, they are so amazed with Jesus' powers. So when they see Muhammad while putting the glasses of Jesus over their eyes, then they see Muhammad as a woman-loving person. So they treat Muhammad a woman rights issue. Jesus has a very clean and pure life. Therefore, if you put on glasses of Jesus over your eyes, then you see Muhammad as so many wives. He married to a 9-year-old girl, and he has been gifted a female slave. For them, these things are so objectionable. And if you see what they are doing to women in this world, that is indescribable. Every day they load thousands of sex videos over the internet. That's not a crime for them. Not being a woman rights issue, not an objectionable thing. It is totally nonsense and ununderstandable. They would have no answer to that. When Christians see Muhammad with the glasses of Jesus, they see Muhammad as a jihadi. He saw Muhammad as so war oriented, so cruel, so unhuman. And if you see what they are doing to this world is so destroying. They are killing millions of people on the threat that they would harm people in the West. The Islamophobia thing. Is it not human? Is it not unhuman? It doesn't make any sense, So you see, you can understand that these people have different views. If they have put different glasses over their eyes, other masks, or different masks on their faces, or you say, if I talk about Jews, when they put the glasses of Israel and the glasses of Torah, they can't see Jesus as a prophet. Muhammad is in their Torah, but Muhammad is not from the prophets of Israel. So they don't accept Muhammad as a prophet too. Similarly, if we talk about Hindus, if they put the glasses of forms of gods, then they see cow as a god. That cow is producing so nutritious meal for them. They think cow mata, cow is a god, cow is a god. But also in Muslims, they see Hazrat Ali as their helper, as their mushkil kusha, problem solver. When they put the glasses of family of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they see Ali, Hazrat Ali everywhere, obviously. Although Ali has thousands of characteristics in Hazrat Ali is a line of Allah. Mawla Ali is a wali of all awliya Allah. To see him is praying, to talk about him is praying, because Muhammad Sallallahu said it and because he was very near to Allah. This is a sign to be Muslim, that if a discussion about Ali is in front of you and you are praised and you are pleased with it, then you are Muslim, otherwise you would be Munafiq. Hazrat Ali is the originator of SWT family, SWT family, the family of Muhammad Sallallahu. All is true about Ali, but he hold a position in Muhammad like other nearer Sahabas of Muhammad Sallallahu. Under Muhammad Sallallahu, I can tell you the ranks of the 4 caliphs, the companions of Muhammad Sallallahu, just for your knowledge. What I understand. That what we get lesson from it, that if you are an ordinary person but you believe in Allah and Muhammad Sallallahu so truly, without any objection, that is like Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, the first caliph of Allah, the first caliph of Islam. If Allah give you a high position in your society, positions like president, prime minister, governor, member of parliament, judge, and you sacrifice and you use that position for Allah and their bandas and Muhammad Sallallahu, that is like Umar Farooq, the second caliph of Islam. If Allah make you very rich and you sacrifice and spend for Allah, that is like Hazrat Usman Ghani, the third caliph of Islam. If Allah make you so intelligent and give you so level of insight and you use it and you spread knowledge of Allah and Muhammad Sallallahu, that is like Hazrat Ali, Sher Khuda. You see, all the four caliphs have the different characteristics, and to understand these four ranks, Allah said it for to enter into heavens, but Allah's know best. We know that all depends on very much about our actions and how much we follow Sunnah of Muhammad Sallallahu. But we see all the four caliphs, in my opinion, it covers all the people of the society. Some sects of Muslim put the glasses of Quran. They see Quran as an amazing creature because they are so amazed with this book of Allah. Then they started believing in Quran more than Muhammad Sallallahu. That all the revelations in this book are more trusted things, and all other information, even hadith of Muhammad Sallallahu, are not authentic. Or might be they consider that they need not need to be consulted to follow Islam or to get success on the Day of Judgment. They focus on Quran. That is not correct. Some sects of Muslim put extraordinary qualities to Muhammad to make him supreme. That is also not correct. But you see Muhammad with the glasses of God over your eyes, you see Muhammad everywhere. And more specifically, Muhammad as a Banda, a servant and last prophet of Allah, and most loving to Allah. We know everyone has to accept the supremacy of God because He's our creator. But some people believe on the supremacy of God without any partner. That is the basic thing. And some people tie lies to God while making partner with Him. But those people, definitely, Allah mentioned it, those people would be the fuel of Allah, fuel of hell. To be a high character human and to achieve sometimes high levels in spirituality, you see that you have to deny yourself that we are nothing but God is everything. What does it mean? It means no self-praising, no self-esteem, no egos, but everything is belief in God. People make ideals in their religions, in their professions, in their spirituality, in their talks, in their decisions. People focus high knowledgeable persons or high achievers or leaders or gurus or imams. Sometimes people idolize their dads, and the religious people idolize their prophets in their lives, to whom they follow and sometimes get guidelines in their everyday matters. But to be a true Muslim, they have to focus and idealize Muhammad to be their leader, and which is a must criteria to enter into heaven. The only thing that can make your beliefs perfect and according to the God's willingness is to focus Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam life and his teachings. all other personalities and books and revelations and wonders are so respected and so highly graded, but the best of the best creation is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This should be your belief. Allah wants to deny yourself to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is supreme and he is the best in all humans. When Muslim came in this world, then your belief on Jesus, on Moses, on other books, on cows, on suns, on stars, on nature should be preferable over him. We see people who don't believe on Allah, atheist people, they believe on nature. But we have to idealize Muhammad sallallahu as a supreme and our leader, and we have to deny ourselves to Muhammad sallallahu in order to achieve heavens, and specifically Muhammad sallallahu as and what he is. Be careful, don't add or subtract anything in his characteristic qualities and miracles, because it's also an issue. Muhammad is the best in all the universe since its creation and till the end of the universe, because Allah created him the best of the best. But Muhammad said that don't give me preference over other prophets. Even Hazrat Yunus is the prophet to whom Allah put in the stomach of a fish for a few days because of some his amal. But when he says some specific words, dua, prayers, then he got released. So we cannot give preference to Muhammad sallallahu over other prophets, but he is the last prophet, and his teachings and Sharia is effective till the day of judgment. The teachings and Sharia of Jesus and Moses are now obsolete. This is Sunnah of Allah. When a new prophet comes in this world with new teachings and Sharia, then the previous prophet's teaching and Sharia become ineffective and obsolete. So there will be no better person than Muhammad till then, till the end of this universe, and definitely in heavens too. So the Islam is to believe on one God, no partnership in any way, no forms, no asking help other than Allah, no prayers to anyone else other than Allah, and subsequently deny yourself to Muhammad, no, not anyone else, that Muhammad is supreme and we are nothing compared to him. Love to Muhammad only Muhammad as a supreme leader. Some people say yes, Muhammad is the last messenger of God and most loving to Allah, but in practical they put most of their energies and efforts and beliefs in someone else. They praise and adoration to someone else, which is unacceptable. Allah loved all his prophets, all his Sufis, awliyas. Allah loves all his books, but he loves most to Muhammad. Therefore, everyone has to deny themselves to Muhammad, that he is supreme, and our focus should be to Muhammad. in order to achieve heavens and to get nearer and nearer to God. Muhammad is Rahmatul lil Alameen. Blessings to all the worlds and all the universe. Allah loved all his prophets, all his angels, all his Sufis, all his awliyas, but he loved most Muhammad. To be nearer to God, everyone has to deny themselves that they are nothing, and Muhammad is supreme. When this belief becomes stronger in yourself, then love and praise to other personalities would be no harm. One of the Jesus lover, David Wood, if you know him, have asked how God prayed to Druid on Muhammad. So he couldn't justify how the Allah, the Lord, the Creator, the ultimate King sends Druid and prayers to Muhammad. But the answer is very simple. Allah sends Druid and prayers to Muhammad the same way like us. When we discuss religion or other matters or issues, and if in between it comes the name of Muhammad, then we send Durood and pray to Muhammad. Similarly, when Allah discusses matters and issues with angels, and if there comes the name of Muhammad, then Allah, the Almighty, and the angels send Durood prayers to Muhammad, because Allah said that in Quran, if you discuss me in your gatherings, I shall discuss you in better gatherings. And that is the gathering of Allah with angels. So Allah discuss you and me into his meetings and his gatherings with angels. But when a non-Muslim read this, they can't compile how it happens. How Allah said Durood, or how Allah sent prayers to Muhammad when he himself is the creator and the Lord and the ultimate King. Now you can understand that how Allah do that. In a live post, another live post at YouTube, he also asked, the David Wood also asked 2 questions, and I want to answer those questions now. That to make, I want to help him to make his beliefs towards a better path. That he asked why Muhammad said to lick the fingers after eating your meal, so that no one don't miss the blessings of the meal. Second question is about the hadith that Hazrat Aisha said that I scraped the salmon from the clothes of Muhammad. So David would ask how salmon dropped into the clothes of Muhammad. He couldn't interpret these hadiths and things. Luckily, the answers to these questions are one into another. One of his questions answers the other questions, and the second question answers the previous one. He asks how the blessings is in a very few portion of the meal. So if someone leaves some part of the meal, then they miss the blessing of the whole food. So if you know that in the human salmon, there are only 1 or 2 or very few cells are productive. Not all the salmon is productive to produce a child. In millions of the cells, there are two or three or few cells are productive. So similarly, in the human, if you see in the human population, not all the people are Newton or Einstein or some. There are only one, two, or three, or few people are super genius. In the same way, Allah put blessings to very few part of your meal, and if you are keen and concerned enough to get that blessing of your food, then you have to lick your fingers to achieve that blessings, as Muhammad said. Is it so simple? Then he asked how the salmon dropped into the clothes of Muhammad. So the answer is the same, that how people drop food in their clothes while eating. There, there may be million reasons to that, and it happens million times in the world in everyday life that food dropped in the clothes while someone eating. So to the answer to that question, they would should ask people why the food is dropped in their into their clothes while it's supposed to be going to their mouths. It happens for a million reasons. And he's asking why salmon dropped into the Muhammad clothes. So there may be million reasons to that too, which doesn't make any sense. Why he's asking that question? Basically, the hadith is written in Sahih Bukhari not because the salmon is dropped into the clothes of Muhammad, but to find out the answer whether or not you can pray namaz with the clothes that has salmon dropped and then is crashed. So that is a different topic, but he asked a very unrelated questions. So the debated question is not a concern in that hadith, but I answer it for his satisfaction. So what we see that people has good views about Islam, good beliefs about Islam, good ideas about Islam, but they cannot believe Muhammad as a prophet. They cannot compile their life. They cannot interpret their teachings, their actions. They cannot accept him as a supreme leader and highest personality of the universe. There comes doubt in their mind that how Muhammad is the supreme of all. They see Jesus has so much powers. They see Moses has so much powers. I told you that even in Muslim world, they see Hazrat Ali has so much powers. Awliya Allah has so much powers. All these people are very much loving to Allah, definitely, because Allah has given them these powers. Even Muhammad said that. I told you that. Don't give me priority to Hazrat Yunus, to whom Allah released from the stomach of fish. Because Allah forgave Hazrat Adam and Hazrat Yunus because of their innocent mistakes, and they come back to Allah when they ask forgiveness. And because Allah loved them so much. So all the prophets, all the awliyas, all the Sufis are very loving to Allah. All the prophets have no distinction among them. Every prophet has unique qualities and efforts and sacrifice in their whole lives and in the path of conveying messages of Allah to their nations. Muhammad is the last prophet of Allah, and his Sharia remains effective till the day of judgment. So, in present times, the most valid, the most effective, and the most applicable way of life is the Muhammad Sallallahu way of life and his teachings. So, we have to deny ourselves to Muhammad Sallallahu in order to achieve high rankings in front of God. So, to Christians, it is very easy. If they love Jesus, it is allowed to them in Islam. If they enter Islam, they have to say Allah is one. And Muhammad Sallallahu is the last messenger of Allah, last messenger of God. You see, Allah make it easy for them that you just say it and love Muhammad Sallallahu and can love Jesus too. Because the Muslims are also love Jesus as Christians love Jesus.